Good morning, everyone. So as Simone said, my name is Degruson. I teach the packaging at UW Stout. And today, I'm honored to share some of my knowledge in the material and consideration for medical packaging. So medical packaging system, it is a combination of steel barrier system and protective packaging. Right? So steel barrier system, it is the minimum packaging that prevents ingress of microorganisms and allow aseptic presentation of the product at the point of use. And the protective packaging is the configuration of materials designed to prevent damage to the steel barrier system and its contents from the time of the assembling until the point of use. For today's presentation, the scope, I want to focus on the material selection mainly on sterile barrier system for terminally sterilized medical device. So that's kind of get everybody heads up for the scope of the presentation. So when we consider about material selection in the medical device, we're really looking for that interrelationship among those three legs, right? Materials packaging system design and medical device itself, and the sterilization process or sterilization methods. We're looking for those relationship among those three, and they influence each other. And with that consideration, we choose the correct materials for the packaging to really compatible with the sterilization methods and also protect our medical device. So first, I want us to look into mainly this triangle on the left side, how the packaging or steel barrier system will protect medical device. Then we'll come back with the sterilization process. With that, we're talking about what are the key properties really can protect medical device when we're choosing them packaging materials. We're looking for those main three properties. Number one is steel barrier system. The materials or the packaging we design or developed need to provide that micro barrier properties, right? We need to protect the medical device from the bacterial microorganisms. So for that, we have main two category materials, impermeable materials. It's providing the micro barrier properties, or it's a porous, or sometimes we say breathable materials. They're providing that micro barrier property through tortuous pathway. And then we're looking for the other properties, strength properties or physical properties, right? Strength properties including tensile strength, seal strength, burst strength, or the other physicals, resistance to puncture, elongation at the break, or flexing resistance. The last but not the least, we're talking about another barrier property, which sometimes get confused in the medical device, is the barrier property versus micro barrier, and then others the barrier to the moisture, oxygen, nitrogen, temperature, UV in a vis line. So that's I call the environmental barrier properties. Depends on your medical device itself. Doesn't need to providing the protection or barrier layers for the moisture or oxygen, especially now we're talking medical device with the drug loaded on the device, right? Sometimes, oftentimes you will looking for that environmental barrier properties. So with that in mind, thinking about those properties that materials need to provide to protect the medical device, then I'm going to talking about what are main materials category used in the medical device, and then having those properties in mind to choose those materials. So typical medical device packaging materials are under those 5 categories. I put it together. So number one is medical grade paper, either coated or non-coated. Then I have second one is non-woven materials. It's a sheet of fibers or continuous filaments that have been formed into a web and bonded together. As the most known is DuPont Tyvek. Number 3 is plastic films. The plastic films be used in the medical packaging can be single layer or called monolayer, or can be multi-layer structures with multiple plastics laminated together to achieve the required properties. The fourth can be plastic film with the foil in the laminations. Well, it's also multi-layer structure, but with the foil, later on we'll talk about why the foil is added into that multi-layer structure, what kind of unique properties will provide. And the last was a plastic rigid sheet. So really the difference between film and sheet is the thickness difference, right? When the thickness is larger than 0.01 inches or 10 mils, we call it a sheet. And generally we're using that rigid sheet for thermoformed tray. Later on we'll talk about that. And most in the medical device materials, rigid sheet are used as a single layer plastics.